Can you tell the difference between these two clips?
My old friend the Avatar. It's been a long time.
You know me?
How could I forget you?
But I can't. I was kicked out.
That's too bad. Poor human.
Don't pity him. He's just like every other human.
If you can't, I will tell you. The first one is pretty damn cool. The second one is pretty damn lame. Spirits. The Avatar franchise has always stood on very spiritual foundations, not only in its use of Eastern philosophy, but also in its use of, well, spirits. The Avatar is a spirit itself. It is the bridge between the spirit and the physical world, the bridge between humans and the spirits. Now, you've seen the title of this video. This video will cover how the legend of Korra ruined spirits, not the spirit world.
Even though it did that too, and it's worth a whole video in itself.
No, we're going to focus on the spirits, the entities themselves. Now, to break the question down, we must first look at how spirits are conceptualized in Avatar the Last Airbender. What are they? What role do they serve? And what do they want? Before we do that, carefully press the like button without destroying it, and consider subscribing to never miss a new All About Avatar video. So what are spirits? As introduced in Atla, spirits are supernatural entities that live in the spirit world. This is a separate reality that exists independently from the physical world. At the same time, however, it can affect the physical world. Spirits are often related to nature or a certain part of life and have been known to enter the physical world for those reasons. Some have even chosen to enter the physical world permanently, such as Tui and La and Wan Shi Tong. Now, what is their role? What do they want? What are their motivations? So, the motivations of spirits are more often than not ambiguous. However, we know that like the Avatar, spirits are interested in protecting the natural balance of the world. They aim to maintain this balance. In doing so, spirits may avenge any wrongdoings done to them, even if that means intervening in the affairs of the physical world. For example, we see this with Heibai, a panda spirit, which, due to his anger, turns into a destructive spirit and aims to avenge the human-led destruction of his forests. Or think of Tui and La, the moon and ocean spirit, which enter the mortal world as yin and yang koi fish, to maintain balance in an eternal dance of push and pull. Now, after Zhao slayed Tui during the Siege of the North, the finale of Season 1 in Avatar the Last Airbender, Aang merged with La to avenge the disruption of the natural balance of the world caused by Tui's death. Spirits are not on the human side, however. They have their own sense of balance and morals that do not always align with those of our protagonists. Look at Ko the Face Stealer, for example, an ancient spirit that takes the form of a centipede. Ko aspires to steal faces at the sight of an expression. Ko's motivation for stealing faces is ambiguous to us as viewers, yet he's the most well-known and well-liked spirit in the Avatar franchise. In other words, their mysterious nature and uncertain ambitions make them such an incredible contribution to the series' mythology. Now admittedly, later the comics revealed Ko's motivation for stealing faces, but that was 8 years later, so you get my point. So now that we got an overview of what spirits are, how exactly did they ruin the spirits in The Legend of Korra? Well, from my perspective, it boils down to 3 points. Number 1, screen time. In Avatar the Last Airbender, seeing spirits was a treat. Think of it. When did we see spirits? In chronological order, we got Heibai, Fang, Tui and La, the baboon spirit, the curly-tailed blue-nosed monkey guy, Ko, the knowledge seeker foxes and Wan Shi Tong, and the painted lady. That's like 9 times. They were a rare occasion, and when you saw them, your eyes were glued to the screen. They demanded respect, and their rare occurrence significantly contributed to that feat. Now, in Legend of Korra, admittedly we don't see any spirits in the first season, which focused more on the political conflict with Amon. But then came the second season, and it all went to shit. In all seriousness though, the second season gives us an axis of spirits, as does the third and the fourth. There are so many of them, and it's kind of a mess. Generally, spirits get a lot of screen time, which, could have been a good thing. Perhaps in Atla we saw just a bit too little of the spirits in Season 2 and 3. The problem in Korra, however, is that there are so many of them in Seasons 2, 3 and 4 that they don't feel special at all like they felt in Atla. Now, this could have been okay if individually screen time was dedicated to their personalities, to their design or unique motivations, but that's not the case. The spirits are portrayed as just one big generic force to push the story forward. When they're on screen, it feels like there's nothing there, even though they are there all the time. Ultimately, the way screen time is dedicated to the spirits in Korra detracts so much from their likability and memorability. 2. Design. Now look, I know this is really down to personal opinion in the end, but the spirits in Avatar look so goddamn cool, so mysterious, intriguing, and just so fucking awesome. The intricate design of the spirits, combined with the show's high quality animation, make them some of the most memorable and visually impressive elements of the series. I mean, look at Ko and Wan Shi-tong, both visually stunning animal-inspired designs that terrifyingly demand respect. The show takes them seriously, and their awe-inspiring design reflects how high spirits are and should be held in the Avatar mythology. And then we get to Korra, where the creators took a different approach in designing spirits. A more derpy approach, I'd say. Generally, spirits in Korra are portrayed as good or dark spirits. And we saw a somewhat similar concept with an Atlas as well with Heibai, which we just talked about. But still, Heibai had a memorable design and stood out as a singular lone spirit with his qualities and motivations. Here, the spirits are portrayed as numerous, random, dark, derpy illustrations without any character whatsoever. They are a collection of entities, rather than singular personalities of supernatural entities like an Atlas. And when spirits are not possessed, they look not mean and derpy, but cute and derpy, or just derpy. I'm sorry for using that word a million times, but it really represents how I feel about their designs. Like, look at these creatures. They are with so many and do nothing but exist to be cute, to be mean, or just because they need to exist. My point is not that spirits can be cute or mean, but the spirits' designs should instill a sense of awe. 3. Behavior. Now, we already talked a bit about what the motivations for spirits are or were in Avatar the Last Airbender. And in Korra, like their design, their behavior is much derpier than in Avatar the Last Airbender. Spirits in Korra either act like they had a lobotomy, or as if they are humans severely tripping on acid. For example, we see this most prominently during the tea party Iroh holds with several spirits. And this may be an unpopular opinion, but I would argue that this scene is the worst thing to happen to spirits and the character of Iroh. It honestly looks like the creators are actively trying to ruin the spirits and their status in the Avatar mythology. They are having a tea party while playing Pai's show because these two frogs are engaged. Why, Bryke? Why did you do this in one of the coolest aspects of your rich mythology? We find another illustration of the derpiness of the spirits in Korra in the Origins episodes, where the original Avatar, Avatar 1, meets the spirits. And what can I say? It feels more like an acid trip than a real part of the mythology. The spirits talk silly, they move silly, and they interact with one in a manner that does not inspire awe, but rather inspires sadness.
Who you calling ugly, ugly?
If you can't go back to your city, then you should go live in another one.
What? There are other lion turtles?
Other land turtles, of course there are!
And then the worst part is, they even ruined Wan Shi-tong's character in Korra, dumbing him down from he who knows 10,000 things, aka he knows everything, to your demented grandpa who's trying to get into technology. In the end, Spirit's behavior moved from respect demanding and mysterious to ignorant and plain stupid. All in all, I was really disappointed with the turn Spirits took in Legend of Korra. And don't get me wrong, I'm not hitting on the creators. I appreciate how they took a risk and tried to develop the spirits, but in my opinion, they just went in all the wrong directions. Sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't. I will make a video soon on an aspect of Korra that they actually improved on in my opinion. But anyway, that's it for this video. Let me know if you agree with my points. Do you agree that spirits are ruining Korra? Or do you prefer the depiction of spirits in Legend of Korra over Avatar the Last Airbender? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, see ya.
Perfection and power are overrated. I think you are very wise to choose happiness.